and for me, especially dark and abstract pieces. And these beautiful pieces of art that I'm showing you right now were all created by AI. None of those images were created by a human. They are AI generated artwork based off of text prompts using something called midjourney.
So yes, it is a bot that is generating them, and however, you are still creating them as a person and as an artist, because if you ever went to film school or 3D printing, or if you've done any of that, okay, if you've done any of that, you know certain language. It's basically like you step into a courtroom and you hear the attorneys and the judges talking and everything. It's like, well, that's court talk, that's lawyer, that's that's their language, you know what I'm saying? Well, AI has its own language as well, and it particularly develops a language towards an understanding of higher sophisticated words. So like Ethereum would be recognized by an AI bot, but if you were like a gold coin, it would be uh, it would be recognized, but it would be less resoluted in a way. You know what I'm saying? It could be distorted or something, or you use like octane render or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you have to simplify what you want into sophisticated words. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's a science to this. So no matter what though, there's going to be a demand for original artwork and things like that, because there's a different demand for that, but we are evolving, and we are going towards more of a digital age. However, I don't think that real artists, and I'm not saying that you're not a real artist if you use an AI or anything. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've created many images through the AI that I would only wish to create by hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't go to art school or nothing. So this is basically a way for people with the artistic mindset but don't have necessarily the adaptable skills to put them to paper or something. You know what I'm saying? But you still have that. You still have that artistic knowledge. You still have the flow of creativity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these AI bots allow creative people with large imaginations and things like that. As long as they learn and take the time to practice and develop the skills, you will be able to have this AI do anything for you. But let's get back to the review, okay?
Midjourney, which is software that allows you to imagine just about anything and realize it into a piece of art with beautiful colors, lighting, and composition. But let's go back. I just learned about this a few weeks ago. I was aware and tried some AI art generators in the past, but it was always so limited and didn't have the best results. But then I started seeing pieces from my friends Olaf Bloomeris and Ryan Booth, and I had to dive in for myself. And getting in isn't easy. You can sign up for the beta, but there's a hell of a long wait list there. But thankfully, I was hooked up by another friend, Quincy Ledbetter, who is also a director and has a feature film called Elude the Dreamer, which you should definitely check out, link in the notes below. But he hooked me up with an invite to the Discord, which is where all of this goes through. And when you get in there, there are different channels, people posting prompts and receiving images all together, and it's free, but chaos. So I typed /subscribe, and that lets you get the paid subscription, which for me is worth it, since you can then DM the bot and have all of your stuff in its own channel. Now, it doesn't hide the images that you create. Those still show up in galleries, but at least you aren't dealing with the chaos of a million images. But now I can submit a prompt, and to do that, I'll type /imagine and then whatever I want the AI to create, like a haunted house at night in the style of a 1970s horror film. You can also control the aspect ratio by typing --AR, then the ratio you want, like 16:9 or 9:16. Then you hit enter and it does its thing and brings back 4 options from that prompt. But before we go on further, let's back up again. How is this actually actually working. Admittedly, I'm no expert here, but from what I understand, the system utilizes a deep learning algorithm that has a massive training set of images. These are images with text descriptions, so the system then finds variables that familiarizes it with the translations of the words to the pictures. So when you put in your prompt, the system translates that prompt and generates a picture based off of what it has learned from that massive data set, which is a massively oversimplistic explanation. But the main thing I'm pointing out here is that Midjourney isn't taking images that exist already and then morphing them into something new, remixing them. It is taking your prompt and creating completely new art based off of that massive data set it has learned from. So now we can add in our prompt, and in minutes we get back original artworks, which is insane. And the result.
And this is where we get into being able to mint NFTs, is because of the AI making sure that it's not taking original artwork from any other place or anything like that, that it's actually taking everything that you put in text and creating an image from your text and everything, is developing an original and a unique art piece that is yours. And in Midjourney, yes, you own the rights to every single one of your images that you have created and generated with this bot. Okay? It is not owned by Midjourney, it is not owned by Discord, it is owned by you. As the person who has subscribed to their subscription and everything, you are basically, that's how you're purchasing your rights to this, you know what I'm saying, is through their subscription basically. But you are the creator, you are the one who created this image, and because the AI has generated such a unique image and has not used any original art piece from anyone else or anything like that, this is why you are able to make unique digital art and take it and mint it on the blockchain and have creations of NFTs. You know what I'm saying? Endless creations. Your mind is the only limit on how creative you can be, and how creative and how knowledgeable you are in like language arts and everything. Like, you can end up generating amazing NFTs, and I'm sure that there's already some artists out there that are doing that. I mean, myself, I have a bunch of NFTs that I do. So I mean, if you'd like, there's a link in my bio and everything. Like and subscribe if you like this video. Let's get on with the review.
Which is insane. And the results you get are all about the prompts that you use. So say we want a horror vibe, maybe a bus stop at night. I'll try / imagine bus stop at night, horror style, and if I want it more cinematic, I can add that cinematic, atmospheric, shot on film, and the aspect ratio I want. Now I get kicked back those 4 starter images, and now I have options on what I want to do with them with these buttons below. U stands for upscale, and the number is the corresponding frame. V is to create another version of that specific frame, so you're iterating in that direction. And this button here does an all new generation of the prompt. Since, as you see here, if I type in the exact same prompt, I may get something similar, but I'll never get the exact same thing. I haven't been able to figure out how much the order you put things in actually matters, since it changes each time regardless, but a part of the fun here is trying different prompts in different ways to land on what you're setting out for. And we can get more specific by naming artists to land in their specific style, or things, people, places. Like, I could do a train station at night filled with ghosts, Guillermo del Toro movie, cinematic, hyper-realistic, concept art, and my aspect ratio, and get back something like this. Or we can mix and match things, like I posted to my Instagram a few days ago, a xenomorph in the style of Pixar. Or we can go the opposite direction and be obscured just to see what Midjourney translates, like a void of insanity or hopeful horizon. Or get crazy and try something like Nicolas Cage riding a unicorn. And once you have those choices, you can shift your prompts or iterate off of those images, heading towards something you're happy with. And then we could just stare at the one we like with appropriate music.
Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you do kind of put it into order somewhat of like a story, if you will, because I found it much easier and much more cooperative when you put it in more of like a story form. If you just put random text in there and everything, it's still going to come up with something, but a lot of your images are going to come out like really far-fetched or completely weird, but I mean, hey, you may accidentally stumble across a gold mine or something, you know what I'm saying? But the fact is that if you're looking for something in particular, you need to organize your words in kind of like a story, you know what I'm saying, so that the AI understands exactly what you're trying to do, and never give up on your variations at that point. So like if you've written your drawing out into like a story, you don't want to give up on your variations, because in time those variations, like I had one that was like, it was a really long prompt, okay? It was a really long prompt, very detailed and everything. And I had to hit on the version and everything, ask for new versions and everything about 25 times before I actually got the image that I was actually trying to create. So don't give up on your variations, but switch to relax mode when doing that, because you don't want to go through variations and things and waste all your fast hours. You want to save your fast hours for when you hit something really nice, or something that you were really trying to create, and it actually prompt exactly what you were trying to create. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to waste all your fast hours on a bunch of stuff that is not to your liking, or that something somebody else wouldn't buy, or you know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. Use your fast hours when you need to use them on artwork that you approve of. Do not use your fast hours on practicing, or on um, using it on art that you don't approve of, or that you don't like. If you're not willing to give that happy face with the heart rating on there, that don't use your fast hours. Switch to relax mode, practice, hit variations and everything until you find the variation that you like. Then upscale that image, and there you go. And at the same time, that's how you filter your jobs as well. Keep going through variations and everything, and don't upscale anything until you find a variation that you like, a version that you like. If you once you like a version, once you see a version that you approve of, hit that upscale. And then when you go to your gallery to look at your images and everything, you're not going to have a bunch of images that you're like, well shit, now I got to go through all this and see which face was actually good, or which fingers or hands that actually came out great. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to go through all that. So less is more. Make sure that you upscale only the images that you approve of, and you'll save yourself a lot of like filtering and yeah. So let's get back to the review.
I got from today's sponsor, MusicBed, and MusicBed has been one of our main sources of music for over 7 years now, and that's everything from a weekly episode to short films. Oh yes. You could even do things like action movie poster for a film called Die Hard, or your own custom movie poster. Then just add descriptors in to adjust the style to your liking, like adding the name of an artist, sci-fi movie poster in the style of Drew Struzan, and we get this, or mystery thriller movie poster in the style of Saul Bass, and we have this. But again, it's not art created by an artist. It's art that is being interpreted by AI, and I honestly am not entirely sure how I feel about it just yet. It's also worth noting the terms of use here. Everything you create through Midjourney is owned by Midjourney. Then you are free to use the images however you want, unless you're using them for a company that makes more than $1 million in revenue a year. Then you need to buy the $600 a year corporate plan, or if you use it on blockchain, like selling an NFT, you'll need to pay 20% in royalties on anything over $20,000 a month in revenue, which all of that is more than reasonable in my book, since again, you aren't making this art, their AI is. But that point of not owning the art is a big one for me. It's understandable given what it is, but that does limit how I would want to use it. So how am I using it? So far, what is exciting me the most about this is leveraging it for inspiration and for assets when pitching my films. I've been able to create a lot of art that nails the tone and in some cases design of what I'm trying.
So I see that in the policy and everything that, yeah, okay, no, it's had to have been updated or something since then, because you can actually speak to Midjourney themselves, their support team and everything, and you can ask them. And I've already done that, and I've recorded the conversation as well and everything. So no matter what, even if the policy was like that, get one of the support representatives or whatnot, putting on there that because you have a subscription and everything, that you own the image. And no matter what, at that point, even if they use your images and you know that they're not supposed to, because you at that point were told that you own the rights to these images, then at that point you can sue Midjourney at that point, because they're not allowed to be telling you false advertisement that if you're a subscriber, or if you have a subscription with us, that you own the rights to your to the images that are generated under your creativity. So at that point, because you have gotten them on record stating and telling you that you do own them, which I have them on record stating that I do own them, because of the fact that I am the creator and I have a subscription with them. So because of that, they would not be able to use any of my images or anything like that, and I do 100% own all of my images. And I recommend that you do the same thing in case they do ever try to change their policies behind your back or anything like that. Otherwise, I feel that this bot, like I said before, is a great way for people who don't necessarily know how to put their creativity to paper. This gives them the ability to explain it to an AI and allow the AI to generate the images for them, because there should never be any hindrance on somebody's creativity or imagination. And that's one thing that I really like about this bot. However, if Midjourney is going to down the line, or even thinking about changing the policy to where you actually don't own the rights to your generated or creativity, well, they would be stealing a piece of you, because that's your imagination, that is your creativity, and you paid a subscription to own those images and to be able to use that bot for that. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, make sure that just to safeguard yourself, always prepare yourself. You know what I mean? So as soon as you get your Midjourney bot or whatever, and you get a subscription, make sure the first thing that you do, contact support, get them to verbally, or even send you a link or something that shows you that you do own the rights to your images. The second that happens, then it doesn't matter if their policy changes or not. They have told you before you once you have become a subscriber or whatever, that you own the rights to those images, they can't do anything about it at that point. Otherwise, you could sue them for false advertisement and extortion, because they're misleading you into a purchase and a long-term contract at that point, because they would own the rights to your images. So don't let anybody take advantage of you, don't let anybody lie to you, and don't let anybody steal from you. Okay? So no. If you're paying a subscription and you are generating and using your creativity and your imagination for these images, they are yours. You own them, and you can mint them as NFTs as well. As a matter of fact, that's one of their biggest things that they had when they first started, was that they told everybody that they can use these generated photos, because a lot of people were asking, well, can we use these for NFTs? The technical support and the developing support team had both said multiple times, numerous times, even announced it, that we own the rights to our images, and that yes, you are allowed to mint them on the blockchain because you own them. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to the review, but pay attention to both mine and this guy's information, and find a middle.
I could online, photoshopping things, and so on, but now I can get more specific and make things that didn't exist. Then on the inspiration side, it's been fun to iterate and try things to see where one thought will lead. I've already come up with a new feature concept that I'm building out thanks to this process. But is this real art? A lot of the pieces that I made, I would legitimately hang on my wall, and some prompts have landed directly on the look and feel I was after. I mean, everything we make normally is a translation of what we see and experience as humans, and with the right prompts, you can elicit the right translation from AI. It's really like directing. When you direct a film, you don't light it, you don't act it, but you prompt your creatives in a direction so that they can interpret and return a translation of the emotion you want to paint. However, Those are actual humans that are translating humanity. I can give minute details to an actual artist and get their proper nuanced results. For me, true art is made of emotional experience, not just the interpretation of viewed experience. So there is a hollowness to this for me. It's missing the specificity of human decision making, but maybe it's just because it's new to me. Either way, it's a great starter. On the norm, we don't have the budget to get proper artists to be toying around on basic concept stuff in the beginning, but if you are going to stay somewhat abstract and concept based, this is pretty nuts and useful. But eventually I would want to take this out to an actual artist, use it as an idea starter, and then get human hands on it to build it from there. But what do you think? Is this exciting, scary, something else entirely? One thing is for sure, this is just the beginning. I can only imagine how advanced this is going to be in just a couple more years and how this sort of thing will branch out to all aspects of our industry. But like I said before, getting in Midjourney is crazy hard. You really just need an invite from somebody who's already in it, and we do have one more to give out. We'll pick one person who comments on this episode, so hit us up.
If you guys like this review and everything, and you like the update to this review, then please follow and like my channel. I'm going to be doing multiple reviews on not just this, but also DTG, DTF, and silk screening, and yeah, all that stuff. So trust me, I've been doing this for years. All right, like. If you want some good content and you want some reviews and you want the truth, because see, I don't like all these damn reviews and everything that I've been seeing. Like I was even sold on one. All right, just a real quick personal note is that like I was watching YouTube for a long time. Okay, and then I was like, nah. I'm tired of people putting fake reviews out there just for money. You know what I'm saying? The corporate sellouts. I'm not dealing with that. All right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to give you the honest 100% truth. I mean, that's exactly who I am, and that's what I'm about. And as you can tell, that's what it is. That's what you're going to get. You know what I mean? My word is my word, and what I say is what is real. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if I didn't say it, I didn't say it, right? You couldn't hear it because I wouldn't say it. So, I'm telling you, if you want real information, you want real reviews and everything, follow and like my page. Make sure you share and comment. I would love to hear anything that you guys have to say or anything like that. Any questions that you guys may have, any videos or anything that you would actually want me to do a real review on. If there's any skepticism or anything, or that you've been suspicious about towards any products or anything like that, hit me up, let me know in the comments. And I'll do the review on it, and I'll give you my honest opinion and everything, okay? Because, like I was saying, for example, one of the, it was Uninet iColor 550. Yeah, no. Like I looked at all the reviews and everything, right? And I was like, oh, right on. Buy that printer? No. Not worth the $3,200 that it cost. It was definitely like a $300 machine. That's where the price should have been, is like $300. Yeah, because it can't do everything that it was advertised to do, and a lot of the parts were like. Yeah, just if you want to see that review and everything, I'll do a personal review. I'll even use my machine and everything. I still got this thing. I can't even sell it. That's the thing. People know now. People know Uninet. People know that you screwed them over, man, and that's why they don't even want to buy your shit no more. Like. So, all right, thanks, you guys. You have a good one. If you like this channel, if you want realism, if you want people to be honest with you and everything, then make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you share this with everybody as well, okay? Much love to everybody that supports me. Go and check out my digital store as well if you want to go get some unique photos or anything like that. I also offer a commercial licensing for them so that you will be able to own those images and then take them for yourself and mint them onto the blockchain if you thought that it was a good idea and you wanted them to be in your NFT collection. And that is karmasonlinestore.com. KARMAS online store, all one thing .com. All right, later.